Staff recommends that the City Council approve the third amendment to agreement for employment of city manager between the City of Wildomar and Gary Nordquist.
And we'll have our staff presentation done by our lawyer.
Thank you.
Tom.
So before you use a contract amendment between the city and the city manager, Mr. Gary Nordquist, I will briefly summarize the changes that are going to be made in this contract. The expiration date of the city manager's contract is extended from December 31st, 2017 to December 31st, 2020. City manager's base salary is increased to $191,000 effective on January 1st of 2017. In future years, the city manager's base salary may be increased upon a satisfactory performance review and approval of the city council in an open session as follows: $201,000 effective January 1, 2018, $210,000 effective January 1, 2019, and $219,000 effective January 1 of 2020. The accrued sick leave can now be cashed out at 100% of its value upon termination rather than at 50% of its value. As a cleanup item, provisions have been removed regarding termination without cause within the first 12 months of employment because those are no longer applicable since the city manager now has over 12 months of employment with the city.
Oh, hold on, Gary, how many months do you really have?
84.
Thank you. Figured you knew that. Guessing, okay.
Go ahead.
Additionally, the option for an annual bonus of up to 10% of the city manager's annual salary will be removed. And in its place, the city will provide the city manager with a retirement health savings program plan. And the city will contribute an amount towards that plan that is equal to 8% of the city manager's salary, and it will be made on a bi-weekly basis. And those contributions will terminate upon the city manager's retirement or separation from the city. That concludes the presentation, and happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Have any public comments?
We have no public comments.
Okay. With that, we'll close the, oh, that's not a public close. I was confused. It's getting late. So, council, I know we have some things to say.
Always. Well, Gary, thank you for your service. And it's been, this is one of those things that's always tough, but it took us 5 years to finally give you just any raise at all. And I'm happy that we're finally getting a chance to do that. And, part of it is obviously our fiscal constraints for the last 5 years have been very difficult. And you came in at a very difficult time, and you've led us through a very difficult time. And it's very much appreciated. And I know there's always opportunities for city managers. We know we lost Frank at the rate we're paying you right now, and obviously you have all the skills that Frank does, so it's a very reasonable assumption you've been approached. And we appreciate you standing by us, and we hope this continues to allow you to stand by us for the next 4 years, and we're really happy with your service to us.
Marcia?
Ditto. Couldn't have been said better, and I think all of us up here really appreciate what Gary has done. His financial skills and business skills have just kept us afloat and kept us going, and never asked for a dime, or was willing to carry us through, and I think it's time.
You'll know how I feel about it. So. Gary's an asset, and he's built the organization, the staff that we have that we really has. When did you start as a city manager, Gary? We're going. You've been here since '09.
December of 2012, I started as city manager.
And then before that, you got.
But I've been here since February of '09.
So the staff we have. I credit to Gary, the responsiveness, the professionalism, the culture in our organization is, I give credit to you, and obviously the rest of the council, but in my eyes, keep their aces in their places, so I'm happy that we can do this work.
Thank you.
Yep. He's definitely led us through the lean years, and for what Wildomar went through, and to still come in the black every single year with no unfunded pension and no debt is amazing. And I know the residents, it sounds like a lot of money, but you have to remember when Gary came up to city manager, he had been the finance director, and we did not backfill that. So in essence, that has been saving us money for all these years. And imagine if you were working in a company and you didn't receive a raise for 5 years. I mean, it's very hard, so I think it's well deserved. I'm glad that it was extended to 2020.
Yeah, we did some arm twisting to get him to stay longer, because we wanted to finish being a city manager at our city, not some other city. So we get to have him, his wife agreed, that was the big deal, his wife had to agree. So she barely agreed.
Well, that's what
I'm not
Gary
sure
told
she
us.
is.
Yeah, that's what he told us. She's probably happy he's gonna stay out of the house for another year. But we are appreciative, I mean, you've done two people's jobs since you've been the city manager, and thank God the second in command came up and stepped up to help, because I know that was a big load, so we do appreciate it, and it was easy to make the numbers. I mean, for me, it was an easy decision, and when I realized he hadn't even had a raise in 5 years, that was a big deal. Of course, I haven't had one either, so I don't feel too bad for you. But with that, okay, so can I have a
I will move approval.
move approval?
Third amendment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I didn't hear any no's.
Motion carries all ayes.